American 11, are you trying to call?
The cockpit is not answering their phone.
Ambulance call from Washington. I am in a situation with American 11, a possible hijack.
Oh my God, so both towers are now.
Okay, I got an aircraft 6 miles east of the White House.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, baby. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you.
I'm on the 83rd floor. I'm gonna die, aren't I? No. I'm gonna die. Ma'am, say your prayers. We're gonna think positive because you gotta help each other get off the floor. Now.
So how's it feel watching it replay?
Feels terrible. It gets my heart rate beating fast and fills me with emotions, takes me back.
It's an emotional, visceral thing to see. You know, I've seen it a lot of times.
But every time I see that, it's hard to continue to watch it.
You have the same feelings, you know. There's anger.
I just remember how angry and how helpless I felt.
There's grief, you know, for all those innocent civilians, you know what I mean?
I remember the overwhelming sense of resolve that I had as well at the end of it. But watching our country get attacked and watching our fellow citizens get attacked and killed made me really angry. We had no ability to stop it.
So I think across the board, everyone, almost every American was deeply affected. Every American that could process what was happening.
It hits everybody instantly. So I was stationed at the 2-3 Special Tactics Squadron.
I was actually in Hungary on an exercise.
I was at the United States Air Force Academy in the rigger loft. We were getting ready to jump.
I was at home in an apartment in Chula Vista, California.
So the morning of September 11th, 2001, I was in Virginia Beach with a SEAL team.
I remember I was 11 years old and getting ready for school that morning, like everyone else was getting ready. And I was coming out of the bathroom to go into my room, and I saw my mom sitting on her bed staring at the TV.
There were people up there in that World Trade Center. Now
I just walked in, looked at the TV, I didn't know what was going on. And I just remember grabbing my hand. And I was still so young that it was crazy, but I saw the second plane hit.
Holy shit!
And that's something that, it's like it happened 5 minutes ago.
We realized that everything had changed. Like whoever did this, there was going to be repercussions for what they did.
I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice.
I decided at that point that, you know, obviously I was a lot younger, but I kind of understood that at that point, you know, our country was being attacked.
I think we have a terrorist act of proportions that we cannot begin to imagine at this juncture.
This just wasn't just some random thing. I called into work and said, I'm gonna go join the service.
We understood that pretty soon we as a nation were going to respond, and we were one of the options to be able to respond. And so we knew that we were going to get our stuff ready.
From that moment forward, there were many of us, close friends, that trained to a very high standard just to make sure that we did not get the mission wrong and to get justice for what was done.
And I don't know if it was an anger, but it was just more of a resolve of, okay, we're ready. We wanted to be the ones that get
that got the call. And there was some feelings of, are we going to miss this thing? You know, our reference was the Gulf War, and so that was over in a matter of months. And so a lot of people were wondering, are we going to miss this opportunity? You know, this chance to make this right.
So 3 weeks after 9/11, 4 weeks, we actually pushed the initial contingent out into the region.
Well, I can tell you the first memory though before any battles were when we got off the helicopter. The next day we were getting on a horse. We were very heavy too. We had large packs, and so we had to take our essentials with us: ComSec weapons, radios, and ammunition, and we had to take our other packs and put them on mules as we moved, and then we rode horseback. It was just like we trained, and that was the beauty of it. It looked just like we trained when we'd go out to any of the close air support ranges, and we were calling in airstrikes just like we trained. So that was my first memory, jumping on that horse and then going up to that OP and watching those guys do their job and do it professionally and accurately.
Everybody in this community has devoted years of their lives specifically to be able to be used in these kinds of circumstances, so you actually get to do your job. So on one side of it, there's the satisfaction of knowing that you were preparing for something really specific, and on the other side, there's the very real burden of you know, you're now stepping into a combat environment, a combat zone.
A lot of guys came in after 9/11. It's been so long now, and all they know is war. All they know is combat deployments.
We got to see generations, after generations, coming after us, the new guys, performing the mission in the same fashion, just to make sure that they did not get it wrong. Not only for today, but for the future. And they laid it all on the line.
I committed to service to my country, and therefore it no longer became a job, it became my profession. So when it becomes your profession, you dedicate everything to it. Your life revolves around it. You know, it's the only thing you know, and you got to be good at it.
Everything I've done essentially as an adult was driven by that day when I was 11 years old. Now I'm 30 and 11 years in the military, and it makes me want to go fight all over again.
We know, you know, everyone talks about, okay, what's it feel like when you get shot at? And you can describe it to somebody, but you don't know how you respond and what that's going to be like until it actually happens to you. And you can talk about losing a teammate and the emotions that you go through, but it's much more difficult than you can ever imagine, because you have to continue to do your job, and you just lost one of your best friends, one of your brothers, one of your teammates.
To me personally, the moments that stood out were losing guys, directly guys on my team, my squadron.
So the first person that was really close to us that we knew was John Chapman.
Senior Airman Jason Plight.
Mark Forrester.
Jason Cunningham and I had gone through training together in the pipeline.
When Scott Sather was killed in Iraq, I was actually talking on the radio with him. Combat's one thing, it's the loss of teammates and what it does to the families that kind of rips you apart.
It's a risk that you accept going into combat, but it doesn't ever become normal for you.
We'd always had the physical part in mind, but I think the mental, spiritual side of the house certainly solidified in our mind the importance there. And you know, the years, you know, roughly 20 years worth of work later, we're at where we are now.
The community has come so far, AFSOC has come so far in understanding, not just for our operators that are eye to eye with the enemy, but all of our folks that are deploying in combat. It affects everyone.
Since 9/11, Special Tactics has been involved in essentially every major raid that has occurred, that Special Operations has been involved in, and likely every major mission that SOF has been involved in. These skills that we've honed over time in a battlefield scenario and training for the battlefield also have been extremely useful for building partnerships. Not only are we a war machine that's going to handle the security issues that are out there, but we're going to be there for you in your times of need and disasters as well.
There's no secret to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failures. I think we as a community do this remarkably well. We will face challenging circumstances and hard times. We will face our own failures and head on because we know we will learn from them and be better for them. So that as a community and the identity we have, I think is really, really valuable. The character portion of who we are far outweighs the competence aspects of what we can do. But when both of those pieces are married together, it's significant and it's formidable, and it's something that we continually need to refine. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not sure which exact conflicts we will be called to participate in. But I know that our job is to be ready.
My message to my Special Tactics brothers and sisters is, don't let anyone take your honor and your pride away for everything that you did over the last 20 years. Because one sentence at the end of the book doesn't rewrite the whole book. Your actions will always be remembered as those that fought side by you, not by the critics, not by the pundits, but by every single one of us that fought side by side. It means something. We had each other. We had a mission. We had a purpose, and we got it done.